Hey guys, welcome back to Te Coffee Eat Cheese Man. This is your co-host MayJay, and
And I'm Pancho. How's everyone doing? This is a week before Christmas, and we were planning to talk about just things in general, have a little episode in between celebrations since everything that happened with our last episode in our return to Mexico. We want to talk about a little bit of ourselves, a little bit of our lives, just so you guys can get to know us a little bit more. And then from there, transition into Christmas, since, it's a big holiday for everyone in the US. And with that, I wanted to say our drink of the day. Um, I'm currently on a only water run, and I just drank tea last episode. This one I'm only doing plain water. What are you drinking today?
so today I'm drinking a passion fruit tea, but I'm drinking it cold today. So I wasn't in the mood for warm. But so right now, everything that's trending on TikTok, if anybody has seen any of the videos lately, there's some hilarious videos for that trend that's called "We Listen and We Don't Judge." So I was telling Pancho, I was like, we should definitely do this. I feel like we have some confessions, you know.
I have tons of things I've never talked about, and even though it was kind of hard to think about it on the spot, I feel like mine's are, I guess, pretty good. But yeah.
So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start. Um, so Pancho, what am I going to listen to and not judge you about?
Oh God. Okay, the first one is coming in on strong. We listen and we don't judge. I wore a dress more than once because I was insecure about not being masculine enough to be a male, and I've always had the thought of wanting to be a female.
We listen and we don't judge. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes when I'm home alone and my brothers aren't here and we went to like eat somewhere and they left their leftovers, I cut tiny pieces around what they had. And then when they come back and they're like, "Who ate my leftovers?" I'm like, "Damn, bro, nobody's been home, man." So they think that that's exactly how they left their food, but it's actually me that I cut a little bit off or whatever
Dude,
because I was
that's
hungry.
foul. Nah.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, we don't judge. Alright. We listen and we don't judge. That's evil. I once went to a different state to meet a crush of mine at the time, just to be rejected.
We listen and we don't judge. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. When I was younger, I would lie to my parents and say that I was going to this ranch with my friends, with their my best friend. They had a ranch, right? And I would tell them like, "Oh yeah, ya me voy al rancho," or and in reality, or that that I was gonna be with her entire family, which we trusted because I've known them since I was in preschool. Anyway, en realidad, I would go to los bailes and the jaripeos without my parents knowing. We listen and we don't judge.
Aren't you supposed to be 18 for those?
No,
No?
not all. Actually, the bailes and the jaripeos where we would go to, we would sneak in.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's a jaripeo near here that's called La Herradura. When we used to go, we used to get sneaked in two ways. Either we snuck in getting on the horses, because they wouldn't check your age if you got in through the horses, or you wouldn't have to pay. Or two, the owners of the Herradura at the moment, they were my family members, so I would just go into the back.
What the hell? That's a way to do
and
it.
And the bailes, well, we would just buy the tickets beforehand.
Yeah. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. I once went to a movie theater with someone who I was talking to at the time, but they had already gone in before me. So, when I bought my ticket and the guy said, "Enjoy your movie," I replied with "You too," and I felt so embarrassed that I didn't even go to the movie. I just walked out. And I left my crush stranded in the movie theater by herself.
No.
My embarrassment has no bounds, bro.
We listen and we don't judge. Wait. What did your crush text you after?
But she's like, "Where you at?" And I had to make up a lie saying I'm sick, sorry. And I had already purchased the ticket, so I couldn't return anything.
Dang.
And it's okay though. I mean, like weeks later,
did she forgive you?
She said it's okay. Like it doesn't matter. You know, we can't control my health, even though I was perfectly fine.
Dang.
But like weeks later, she ended up liking this other dude, and you know, everything broke off. But still, I think I felt more embarrassed about the U2 part than the leaving her stranded part.
Oh my god. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. This one time, at my old job, I used to work as a sports photographer in my old job, and I used to travel like all the time. So I remember this one time. I don't remember where I was. I just remember it was like a long ways from home. We had to stay in a hotel, and I remember that I needed something from the work van, so I went and knocked on my coworker's hotel room, and I was like, "Hey, can you give me the keys to the work van?" And he was like, "Yeah, here you go." And he had put the work van keys on his personal keychain. So I, went downstairs, I got what I needed, and I noticed that when I was going back in the elevator, this little red USB thing fell, and I accidentally, when I was going to pick it up, I accidentally kicked it, and it went in through the slit of the elevator.
No.
And I was just like, oops, I hope that wasn't important. So whatever. I was just like, whatever, it's fine, let's go. So we ended up going upstairs and everything, and I gave him the keys back, and everything was fine. And then, like, a couple weeks later, he was like, I can't find my USB. I can't find my USB. Like, he was freaking out. And I was like, what happened? And he was like, my USB. He was like, have you seen it? It's red, and it's this. It was on my keys. He's like, it was on the keys that I gave you that day. Did you see it? And I'm like, I didn't notice anything. But I didn't say anything. And I was like, why is it so important? Like, did you have files on there for work? And, like, I mean, we were graphic designers, so, like, I was like, dude, you can replace the file or something.
It's
or, like,
pictures.
get a picture from, someone else. And he was like, my Bitcoin is on that USB.
No.
Yeah. Well, I never said anything, and I never confessed it, and now I don't feel guilty, but me quedo pensando. If I went back and I remembered what hotel we were at, and I went and, like, looked in the lost and found, or, like, told them, like, hey, you have to go back into this elevator and take that USB out because there's Bitcoin on it. And, like, he bought that Bitcoin before Bitcoin was even a thing.
He could have been a millionaire right now.
Now imagine he probably could have been, like, filthy rich. And yo acá, like, oh yeah, oops, kicked it and whatever. But
is it someone we know?
No.
That you've talked to me about?
No.
Okay, so someone completely that I don't know. Oh, okay,
anyway,
I see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we listen and we don't judge. Okay, well, talking about coworkers, actually, I want to go ahead and get into this next theme. I want to see if, Pancho, if you had any crazy work moments or, like, awkward interactions or, like, anything that's just kind of cringe.
Oh, gosh. You remember the distribution center that I used to work at before my whole warehouse job?
Yeah.
You know which one? I'm not going to mention the name.
Uh-huh.
So you know how there's a Walmart right next to it? Alright. So something that I was in charge of is I was in charge of cart pushing. I was in charge of cart pushing and helping customers with, like, putting stuff in their cars and everything. But one of the things that was our main thing was to keep the parking lot and the perimeter clean. So what happened was that I actually should have put this one in. We listen and we don't judge because it's pretty bad. It was not a rainy day, but it was like it was a foggy day, so everything was damp. There was fog everywhere, and they had asked me to clean the perimeter. Knowing how Walmart is and how the customers are, it was not a clean place, even though it was like a good probably 25 feet away from our store. I was cleaning near some bushes, and I found 4 bags of human feces And one of them was warm, so I'm guessing it was fresh. On top of that, I found 25 pounds worth of frozen shrimp that was dated they expired a month earlier, so who knows how long they've actually been there. And then I found 4 cases of Chinese food that were filled to the brim and uneaten, just thrown on the floor. And that day, we had a broken picker, and we had no gloves, so I had to do everything by hand.
Yeah. Well, that parking lot's pretty big, so either two things. One, it was a truck driver, or 2, somebody had like parked their RV or something on there and then just cleaned everything.
Yeah, and then just threw everything
Yeah,
everywhere.
So I'm thinking more RV because shrimp, you can cook it in there.
Yeah.
But that's still disgusting.
Yeah, that was gross. I had asked for gloves, and they said it's not that bad. It's usually just like bags and stuff. And I was like, okay. And I had already been halfway through my shift, so I was like, I guess I'll just get it over with.
Yeah.
And how about you? You got any right now?
I think my weirdest interaction was I was working. Okay, so this actually happened to me over the phone, right? So I was working this customer service job, and like I called the warehouse because one of the people at my job wanted to, figure out what the time. They wanted to figure out what the times were for the warehouse. So I called because when they tried calling, it was somebody in Spanish, and there was like a language barrier. Mm-hmm. So I was the only person in the moment that spoke Spanish. So I called the person and I was like, buenos días. Quisiera saber el horario de la bodega. And the guy was like, oh, see, like, I didn't know you guys spoke Spanish and everything. And I was like, yeah. I was like, they told me about the language barrier. So I'm just, doing them a favor and everything. Well, anyway, I ended up taking the customer because my coworker was like, hey, it's just easier for you to schedule these. And, you go ahead and take this. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll take it. So this dude kept calling me even after like scheduling the appointments, and he was flirting with me and everything, and it's just awkward because I am not into men. So like this dude is like telling me where he's from in Mexico, and they're like, where am I from? And then he's like, we can make beautiful babies.
What? He actually
like
said
he
that?
Straight up was flirting with me over the phone, and I'm just like, oh, I can no longer help you. Like I'm just here for work and everything.
That's so weird.
At the moment, I was dating someone, and I actually worked with them in the same job.
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
So then it was kind of awkward because like I would laugh and like my then partner would look at me like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And I literally would be like, dude, I don't even want to be part of this conversation. But I never told my coworkers like, like, oh, this guy's flirting with me. Like, I don't know. It was just such an awkward interaction because I had to tell the guy was asking me on a date because like the warehouse was nearby, and he was like, I'm gonna look for you on Facebook. Yeah, like I was like, whoa, this is a little bit too much now, bro. So like I never gave him my last name. I basically only said my first name.
That's so.
But he was like,
so
I'm gonna look for you on Facebook under your name and your company. And I was like, I straight up was like, oh yeah, well, my girlfriend's not gonna like that. And then he just like completely
shut down
and just, did you say girlfriend? I was like, yeah. And so that's what finally backed him off. And then every time I had to make an appointment, it was just awkward.
Yeah. Wait, you had to work with him multiple times then?
Yeah. Until one day, like, the people that used to send us the orders, they were like, hey, we're no longer going to send you these orders. They ended up going with a different, customer. And I was like, thank the Lord. But yeah, that was like one of my very awkward moments. You have another one?
Yeah. I had gone to Walmart once. In Indiana. It was during the time where me and a buddy were constantly going to Indiana. And it was during what is it called? You know that place where your brother gets his video games and stuff?
Yeah.
It was one of those types of things, but it was a warehouse. And me and my buddy would go there after work. And we went there once to Indiana. And we stopped at Walmart because he needed some stuff. And what's called... I already told my coworkers this. So I had gone to the bathroom. And I waited for him outside of the bathroom. And what's it called? We started hearing some screaming and stuff, and from the woman's bathroom. And turns out a cop went inside to arrest someone because they were completely covered in shit and covering the walls with shit.
What?
And stuff. And you could see the face of disgust in the officers, like trying not to grab them by their hands. But yeah, they were completely covered in shit. I think they only had like their underwear on. It was disgusting. Yeah, and you could smell us. They had footprints of shit everywhere. That was gross. Like I don't like Indiana anymore. I've only gone to the beach like the once in a while that we've gone, and that's about it. Besides those interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
My next weirdest interaction would be also at, I was working in Texas when I did the sports photography thing. I was working in Texas and it was baseball season, and it was like near. I think the facility was in like Katy, Texas, and I remember that this Mexican couple comes up to me and they're just like struggling so hard to talk, and they're like, Bryce, Cuadro, Price, and I'm trying to like interrupt the guy so I can tell him that I speak Spanish, and he's literally not letting me talk. Like he's like, no, wait. Like he wants to tell me, this, and then I'm like I'm barely going to take like a gasp and like tratar de hablar.
And then he like puts your finger up and stuff.
And like me dice like no, espérate. And then he's like telling his son, a ver, dile que esto y esto. And then the kid just looks at me like with that face, the exact face that I probably gave people when my parents made me translate.
Yeah.
And like I just look at this kid and I literally speak to the guy, and then I'm like, habla español, señor. And the guy just literally like looks me in the face, and he's like, no manches, pensé que eras güera. And I was just like, what the hell? I was like, where'd you get that I was güera from?
That happens a lot. That happened a lot when I first started this job that I currently work at. And there'd be times they're the same thing. They'd be like trying to be like, this, and I want that. But in Spanish and all broken and everything. And there was a time where this is why I say it out loud, because I know it's gonna keep going like that. I straight up yell, "Oh, habla español," and they're like, "Oh yeah, see."
Well, like I was trying to, but like the guy wasn't letting me, and so like his next step was like to tell his kid like, "Oh, dile cuánto cuesta," And then I like finally I said it before the kid even said anything. And I could just see this kid's shoulders like shrug down, like, oh,
like holy shit, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And my coworkers too, they were like, I thought you were white. And I'm like, why would you think I was white?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my coworkers that didn't hear me talk Spanish until like this week, they were like, I thought you were white. I'm like, no, I'm from Morazán, Guanajuato, bro. Yeah. And then I would tell them and stuff. They were like, oh crap.
Yeah, no, and like I don't know, I just thought it was kind of awkward because then el señor se puso todo rojo. Like, he got all red, and he was like, perdón, and everything. He was like, I think it's important just to come up to people and be like, habla español, And then I was like, yeah. But, I mean, it wasn't, like, super awkward, but it was just awkward because, like, the event was a 3-day event. So, like, I kept looking at him, like, pass by my tent. And, like, he would just look at me and, con una cara de vergüenza, like, a little embarrassed. He would look at me like, oh, shit. And he would just laugh a little. But, yeah.
Nah. I have another one now that I remember from when I worked at the distribution center. There was a time where they had just asked me to change shifts, so I was doing the opening shifts. And it was like, I would come in like half an hour before they open and then like set up things and everything. And there's a time where it was like we usually park our cars on the left far side. So there was a car in the like middle right part of the parking lot, and I was like, "Why is there a car here? Like there shouldn't be any cars here." And the thing is, they tow their cars over there. They're past the times and everything. So I had gone over there, and I feel like you know what I'm about to say. The car like bouncing up and down, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on there." So I knocked on the window, and the guy inclines his seat forward, and it's an elderly dude. I'm talking probably his 60s or 70s, and he was doing his wife in the back.
What the
hell? It was an elderly couple, and I was like, ain't no way, because earlier that morning, I had stepped on a used condom that was in the parking lot. And it was in the complete opposite side, so it was a whole different person that did it in that parking lot.
That's gross.
It was disgusting.
I think another interaction that I've had, also work related, was how this happened to me maybe like 4 months ago. So my mom, she owns a protein shop. My mom does Herbalife, for those people that don't know, but so like she has a protein shop, and she normally opens around 5 in the morning. So like, you know, it's still super dark and stuff like that. So sometimes she locks the door, but this morning she decided not to lock the door for whatever reason. It was like during the it was like spring, so like it was still chilly in the morning, but you know, during the day it wasn't that cold anymore. So I guess she left her door open, and then I walk in. Actually no. She leaves her door open, and then whatever. I guess somebody came in, and with my mom inside. And then I come in like 20 minutes after, and my mom's literally looking at me, and like she's like, "Come over here now." And I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "There's a homeless person like sitting at one of our tables." And she's like, "I don't know what to do because and it was a homeless woman. So like this is like different, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it was a homeless man, my mom would have been terrified.
Yeah.
She would have been like, you know, she would have been like, call 911, or like you come, or like your brother come, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just really awkward for me. And it was like such an awkward interaction because like my mom doesn't speak good English, so it was a you know, an American lady, so like I had to speak English to the lady, and I had to like basically talk to her and be like, hey, you know, you can't stay here, you know, it is a public place, but you can't stay here, like our customers are gonna come in, and you're, you know, I would just didn't want to make her feel less, you know, because like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, like homegirl was stinky, and like, you know, my mom's not that. My mom le regaló muchas cosas. My mom was like, "Do you want a hot tea? You know, do you want a protein shake? What do you want?" And she just kept saying that she just wanted to sit there and stay warm. And I just felt so awkward because I was like, damn, I have to kick her out, man. And like my mom said, like, I can't have her here, man. Like,
yeah,
I can't. Like, it's just like, you know, like she's like, not only that, she's like, but I have no idea what she's saying, you know, like the lady didn't speak Spanish. Yeah. So anyway, I just felt it was just such an awkward interaction, like when you kind of got to tell somebody that they have to go.
Yeah.
And I've never wanted to be in that situation, and that day me tocó. I was like, no manches. So I ended up telling the lady, like, what can I do for you? You know, my mom ended up giving her $20. We gave her a pair of gloves because she kept saying she was cold. And they weren't even new gloves. Like my mom gave her gloves, you know. My mom had like somebody had left like a scarf there for like a long ass time, so my mom gifted her that scarf, and we gave her like 2 bananas, 2 apples, protein bars, a water bottle.
Well, you
like
let her.
Like we gave her a lot of things.
Yeah,
but
you
like,
just got her set for a while.
Well, yeah, but we just felt bad. You know, we were like, hey, we're gonna give you all these things. We don't mean to kick you out. It's just like, how do you tell somebody that, you know? And then that day, of course, I'm the only one that walks in, knows English, and I have to tell this random lady, hey, kick it, like, vete, and I just felt so awkward and so bad. So, like, I think that was one of, like, the saddest interactions.
I had to do that multiple times in the distribution center because, like, there'd be a bunch of homeless people, there'd be people loitering and stuff, and most of the time it was in the morning, and I was the only one for, like, the first 3 hours, so I had to do that. I either felt really bad, or I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk to this guy. It's like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Another thing that's happened is, I think I told you the story. I went to go see my favorite band, Bring Me the Horizon, and there was a bunch of people crowd surfing and stuff, and it was towards the very last song. I think it was like the second to last song was barely finishing, and there was a girl who was crowd surfing, and I guess lots of people were already tired of it, so they ended up dropping her, and she fell neck first on the floor and broke her neck.
Oh.
And the singer decided to stop the concert, and they called paramedics, and he was literally screaming at the audience to, like, everyone get the fuck out of the way and stuff like that. To, like, just make space for her and stuff, and they got the paramedics and everything. I only have a video of the paramedics holding their signs up, but I don't have a video of, like, them actually carrying the lady away and stuff. But there was a bunch of people saying, like, oh, she might not get out of the hospital for a while. Oh. And I haven't heard any news from that ever since, but hey,
now that you said,
it made it more memorable for me because the very last song was my favorite fucking song of the entire album.
Now that you said, like, paramedics and all that stuff, this brings me to another awkward interaction, but this one was not work related. This one was in high school.
Oh, God.
I was a freshman, right? And, so, like, I'm a freshman, and I remember walking into, I think it was like 5th period, and I had to go to the restroom. So I go to the restroom in B building, closest to A building, and I'm in the restroom, and then all of a sudden, like, this girl is there, right? And she comes out of the stall, and I'm washing my hands, and she's like, how old are you? And I look at her, and, she's an African-American, super skinny girl, like, dressed in, like Baby Fat. I don't know if you know that brand, but, like, Burlington Baby Fat.
I don't think I know what that is.
It's, like, it was very popular back then. And, like, these, like, white Skechers shoes, and, like, I don't know. I just brought me, like, I can still remember the exact outfit she had. She had Baby Fat jeans. She had a, like, Aeropostale shirt, like a white one. And she had this, like, un suétercito rosita. And she had her hair, like, very nice, like, in a tight ponytail. And so she's pregnant, though. Like,
she's pregnant?
Yeah, she was really pregnant.
Oh, God.
And she was like, oh, okay. She's like, I'm a senior. I just want to let you know, like, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. And she starts talking to me. And I'm just washing my hands, bro. Like, I'm just like, bro, I'm just here, like, washing my hands. And she's like, I'm a senior. I just want to let you know to have fun, during your high school years. Don't get pregnant. And as I'm looking at her, like, belly about to pop. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Was it like when the belly button is, like, inside out?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you know it's almost out.
Well, I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just, like, smiling, like, drying my hands at this point. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to have fun and everything. And, like, I walked back to my class, right? Well, anyway, that was the personal interaction. Well, then, like, 2 weeks later, and I'm wanting to go to the same bathroom, right? And then next thing I know, there's, like, paramedics outside of the door. And I was like, oh, shit, what happened? So then, like, my teacher, she comes out, and I don't remember how to say her name, but, like, I know how to write her name. I think it's, like, Lingafelter or something like that. I don't know.
I was about to say, you sure you want to say that?
there were like 2 Lingenfelters at that school.
Oh,
anyway, so this Lingenfelter, my teacher, she comes out of the room and she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, like let me go get help or whatever." And like, but the thing is, she went out and then she was the one that called the paramedics, and we're just all in the room like, "What the hell? Like, what do we do?" And then she came back and she's like, "Go ahead and do whatever, just don't get into trouble." And we're just there, like, no one puede salirse del cuarto. Everybody's just there, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I wanted to go to the bathroom, like, really bad, and she wasn't there. So, like, I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get out of the room. I get out of the room, and the first thing I see was, like, the freaking paramedics. Like, and this was, like, a couple minutes, like, after. Like, I'm not even saying, like, it didn't take more than 10 minutes. And, I'm, like, walking towards the bathroom, and I see the paramedics out, and then I see the pregnant girl, like, getting, like, walked out, but she already has the baby in her hand. And I was like, what the hell?
Ain't no way.
So, like, yo nomás estoy viendo a la muchacha llorando with, like, her baby in her hands in, like in una chamarra.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and, like, tiene a su bebé en la chamarra, and she literally, like, no me miró ni nada, pero yo sí la miré, y yo sí dije, what the fuck, es la misma muchacha del otro día.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to pee anymore, I just went back.
You already pissed yourself in the hole.
And I was like, oh shit, like, así, porque ya faltaba bien poquito for the
bell ring?
The bell to ring.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit, like, I'll just go in my next class, And then, like, a day after that, we came in back to my teacher. And my teacher's like, I'm so sorry, guys. We're behind 2 days. Like, now I have to teach you guys 2 lessons, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it's just yesterday was chaotic. And she starts talking to us about how this girl, which was a senior, had her baby in the bathroom. Que no se sentía bien, que fue al baño, and she literally had the baby in the stall. And then she was like, I'm not no health teacher, because she was a math teacher. She was like, I'm not no health teacher, but that's just a sign for all of you young ladies to not get pregnant. And, like, as she's talking to all of us, which are freshmen.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, oh shit, bro. Pero yo, ahí eso fue como, like, a double awkward interaction, because, like, la acababa de ver hace 2 semanas, y me dijo, don't get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, 2 weeks later, she freaking had her baby in the freaking stall.
That's America for you, bro.
Yeah, pero I was just legit, like, así. And I don't know, maybe that's one of the reasons why, like, no tengo ganas de, like, no me urge tener hijos, you know? Like, a lot of people are like, yeah, mija, you should have hijos and everything. And I'm like, I'm chilling, bro. I'm good. Like, I still got a couple years.
I'll make that joke to your mom, be like, ¿Y si te doy nietos? And then she's like, don't you fucking do it.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my U.S. history teacher that was a pedophile?
No.
No?
No.
No? Oof, that was pretty bad. I'm not sure if I can tell this, but it's alright. Okay, so it was I want to say junior year. I might have been my sophomore. Either sophomore or junior. I don't remember which year I was taking U.S. history, but it was a class where there was 2 teachers in there. And one of them was the teacher that I had for the rest of the year. And the other one lasted for like a month. He got arrested. And I had this thing that is like, if I feel bad in the room, if I get those bad like mojos and stuff, like, I'm like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So there was one day where I was wearing those like teenager Walmart shirts, the one that says, I remember what shirt it was too. It says, it had something to do with sarcasm. Be like, oh, sarcasm is awesome because I use it every day or something like that. Those teenage little, like, I'm a gamer type of shirts. I thought it was funny at the time. It's so cringy now. But I had been wearing one, and he goes up to me from behind, and he grabs my shoulder, and he whispers to me, I really like your shirt. It's pretty funny. And I had, like, the worst fucking chills I've ever had in my life. And I was like, thanks. And then, like, weeks passed, and it had already been a month since the year started, and he was gone. No sign of him, no nothing. like not even like a day later, there was already rumors that he might have been a pedophile, and he was arrested and all that stuff. And then, yeah, I don't know if you've had it in your 4 years of high school where there was like a group chat where random people were just adding like everyone from school and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was added to one of them, and there had been like a report in the our city's police station that he was arrested for having, uh, you know, pedophilia.
Yeah.
He had images and videos and audios of a 16-year-old girl from our school, and they had been doing it with each other for a while, and he finally got caught, and the guy's married. I don't know if he's married now, because turns out after I graduated and stuff, someone told me that he got released, and he ended up ditching his wife for the 16-year-old girl, which now is an adult, probably. Well, yeah, definitely.
Actually, I have something super similar to that.
Yeah.
But I should probably say, like, we listen and we don't judge thing, because
God.
it was kind of like that. No, so when I was in high school, there was this thing going on called Dropbox. And it's the normal Dropbox, you know, like where you upload your files. It's like Google Drive, you know. So I believe I was a junior. I believe I was a junior, yeah. So I'm a junior and I'm taking advanced algebra trig, and the majority of my class is seniors. And all I remember was that, like, this link starts going out, and it has all these pictures of all the girls in school that have ever sent nudes to any guy, like football, on the football team, soccer, God, basketball, you name it, right? Like any picture of any girls. And next thing I know, I'm sitting next to one of the girls whose dad is like one of the coaches at the school.
Isn't he? Wasn't he
was
the coach
also
for the football?
Yeah, he was a football coach, but he was also my driver's ed instructor.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I'm literally like sitting right next to this girl, and I was like, "Oh my God, I know exactly what you look like underneath that clothes." I did not want to think dirty, but like, fue lo primero que se me vino a la cabeza.
You can't fucking help it if you've seen someone like
I
that.
know.
Like
and like the
passes
thing
through
is,
your mind.
Everybody was sending the link to everyone. So like, a mí me llegó el link. It wasn't just like I opened it on my phone and I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
I opened it and I see all these pictures and I was like, whoa. Well, anyway.
Yeah, put this away.
Yeah, so eso me pasó, right? Pero that's not even the worst part. There was a teacher on there. Yeah, there was pictures of a teacher on there. And then there were like rumors basically saying that the teacher estaba con un muchacho.
Like a student?
Yeah, with the student.
Oh, God.
And that esa teacher hacía cosas con el student. Cosa es de que she ended up getting like interrogated and everything, y creo que sí se tuvo que ir de la escuela.
Damn.
But yeah, like it was crazy. I remember that year I was like shook. And then I also remember that the majority of the girls that were in there, like también las castigaron, like they got on suspension and stuff like that, like ISS too and stuff like that. Not like in school suspension, but like actual suspension too. And I just remember like the majority of our classes were empty because I went to school with like a lot of like athletes and like cheerleaders and stuff like that, and I was just like, no manches, like
where everyone go.
Yeah, where everyone go. And there were days where like nomás éramos like, I don't know, maybe like 6 people in the class. And I would like, you know, the teacher that I didn't like at that moment, she was my math teacher and she was also a cheerleading coach. And I would look at her and be like, where's your team? And she just like, I think that's the reason why she hated me more, because like le hice la vida a pedacitos, pero porque ella también me lo hacía.
Yeah, so, I remember stories.
Yo no me iba a dejar. I was like, yo no tengo cara de pendeja, yo también te voy a hacer a ti.
Yeah, she was not a kind-hearted person.
Yeah, but anyway, with that being said, I want to go ahead and, move from this topic. And with Christmas coming along, I want to go ahead and ask you, Pancho, what have been the worst presents you've ever received? And what have been the best presents you've ever received?
All right, I'm gonna start with the worst presents because I feel like if we start with the best presents, that'll just take the light away from Christmas. No pun intended. Anyways, what was my worst one? Because I've had the basic like things that kids wouldn't want, like just socks or a shirt and stuff. Which nowadays, it's like as an adult, you're like, hell yeah, I don't have to spend $60 on a shirt. But I feel like the worst thing I've ever gotten was probably silly pudding. I hate silly pudding. Okay. I hate the smell of it. I hate like how the consistency of it when you touch it and stuff. It's just disgusting. And for some reason, someone gave me like almost not even like a quart of silly pudding, and those are like what $25 at Walmart. Yeah. I did not need that. I gave that shit away so fast because I was like, I don't want this.
I think my worst. Okay, so at my house, well, Pancho lives here now, but this is Pancho's like first official Christmas. But anyway, the last Christmases, we here at the house don't really do like, oh, we're gonna give one gift to everybody. I mean, we still do, like my brothers and I, but my parents, they don't. They just, if we're just gonna do Secret Santa, and whoever you get, that person gets a gift, and nobody else gets a gift. They actually stay true to not buying anybody else gifts. Anyway, so one year, we do the papelito, the Secret Santa, and I think I got my brother or something like that. I get my brother this super cool gift, and he's like, oh my God, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm waiting to see who gets me. And man, my biggest regret, I always say that I never want my dad to give me gifts. Oh, God. Anyway, so he gives me, so then my dad says, oh, I got MayJay. And I was just like, oh, cool. And then I like get my present, right? And I open it. And tell me why this man gives me a box of 100-piece puzzles that probably cost him like $3 at Menards.
Or Five Below.
No, it was Menards because like he went and bought everything at Menards. Oh, God. Because like that was like my dad, before he got into it. Well, I mean, he currently got into an accident last May, but before May, when he still drove, he would go to Menards, or he would go to whatever store he needed to go to, right? He wasn't dependent on us to drive him everywhere. Well, like now he is. Well, I'm talking to you that this was maybe like 3 years ago. So my dad still drove everywhere. Like he was still fine. So he drove himself to Menards, which was like the only store he ever went to. Like he hated going to any other store. So he would go to Menards, and he bought me specifically a 100-piece cat puzzle. Just because I have cats does not mean that I want everything to be cat related.
Hey, but you still something though.
I've never made it. It's still in the box. I tried selling it at garage sales. And then he got me cat toys. And I was like, just because I have cats does not mean that I want to receive cat toys. He also got me like candy from Menards. And I'm not even talking to you about like, a Hershey candy bar or stuff like that. No. It was like the specific like Laffy Taffies, or like, I mean, not like Laffy Taffies, but like, like those old school, old fashioned, caramels.
Oh, the ones that are like chewy.
Yeah, like in a white wrapper.
Yeah, those are gross.
Yeah, like old people candy. That's what he got me, and I literally was like, "Are you serious? Does he not know me?" And like a magazine on how to cook, guys. Like a cooking magazine, like like I don't know, like Rachel Ray or something like that. And
Oh
I literally
God.
was like, thanks, Dad. And he's like, I really hope you like it. Like, he was straight off thinking it was the best gift in the world. And I'm literally like, I hope he has a receipt so I can go return this
I feel like he just went through one hallway and picked everything out.
I feel like he went through, like, straight in from the registers. He saw
To
the
the
candy.
seasonal.
He got the candy. He went to you. In order for you to get to the magazines, you have to pass the cat food aisle. So I'm imagining that that's where he got the cat toys. And then all he did was he moved over to the magazines, and he grabbed the freaking magazine, the like cookbook, and I literally was like, "Oh my god, thanks, Dad!" And that was one of my worst Christmas presents.
Oh God, it's like he just met you.
Yeah, seriously.
Like he heard one good thing about you, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna buy everything based on that."
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like my best present I've ever had was the vinyl you all gave me. The vinyl player, the record player.
Oh yeah.
I still have it, and I've used it multiple times, and it has like such a good color scheme. It's black and red, and it's still brand new, basically. I think I have it in my room right now, but I collect vinyls. I've collected, I want to say I have 7 or 8 right now, and I have some that I've framed and like hanged against my wall. Which, by the way, I need to fix that because some of them are falling apart.
Oh,
Not
no.
the vinyls, but the actual hooks. Yeah, but yeah, the vinyl player was really nice. I mean, I got a PS4 like when it came out, but the thing is, if anyone still has a PS4 to this day, it's probably either exploded or sounds like an elephant because of how old it is. So that didn't last me. And also, the vinyl player is very nice for whenever I'm cleaning. I just, pop a vinyl and then start listening to some jams.
I think. Oh man.
Not the accordion.
Because
you don't have one still.
Actually, my mini accordion was a not a Christmas gift, but a Dia de los Reyes gift, which is basically like,
Yeah.
It's because in Mexico, for those of you guys that don't know, in Mexico they don't really give regalos de Navidad, like they do Secret Santas, but it's not like common for you to get a Christmas gift on Christmas. You'll get a gift for Dia de los Reyes on January 6th. So like when I was in Mexico around that time, my grandma gave me a mini accordion, which started like my love for accordions. Um, but that was probably one of my best gifts in Mexico. And then one of my best gifts here, oof, I don't know. That's kind of hard because I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've received a like great gift.
Really?
I don't think I've ever received like.
I can't even remember what I gave you last year.
Last year you gave me this like llama.
All right, I went to Schaumburg Mall and I got you this llama that was like made out of actual llama fur.
Yeah.
It was super soft. I think you still have it over here.
Yeah, I had it right there because it would scare Mittens.
Really?
My cat, yeah. So I would keep it there so she would avoid going through the little hole that goes behind the couch.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I haven't received any good Christmas gifts in the last, I don't know, since I was a kid. And I just feel like the reason why is because, like, somebody always spoils their Christmas gift for me.
Like, someone always tells you?
Like, somebody always, like, I always get the, like, so what do you want for Christmas? And then, like, they're like, no, but specifically, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, and then they
so then I'm
specifically buy
basically
that.
just telling you what to buy me,
Yeah.
you know? So then it's like, oh, well, that sucks, like, you're not really buying me something that I wanted to get surprised by, you're just telling me.
No, and the thing is, before we started doing the whole Amazon list and stuff, like, it was just, people would just be like, oh, I've heard, like, exactly what I said earlier, I heard this thing So I'm gonna buy you everything that has to do with that because that's all I know about you. People have bought me notebooks. People have bought me like smelly pencils, which holy shit, smelly pencils. Literally, I haven't seen those since I was in like elementary. And then people have bought me like what's it called air fresheners, little for my car, like air fresheners. I was like, what? Why am I getting this? And then like once we started doing the Amazon list, people would you start getting things that you like that you actually wanted. But at that point, it's not no surprise because you're gonna get something from that list.
Yeah, that's why like I started doing the Amazon list because I was like, okay, this way the person that got you isn't blindsided by what to get you, and you know exactly how much money you're gonna spend because you're going to see how much each item costs. And then when you send your list on like a group chat, and let's say that let's say you're doing Secret Santa, and I get Pancho, but
you got me this week?
No.
Damn.
But let's say that I get Pancho, and then Pancho gets my brother, and my brother has to give something back to Pancho, but I mean.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah, whatever. Circle. And then let's say an extra person like my mom, she's like, you know what, I want to get Pancho something, even though I didn't get him the Secret Santa.
Yeah.
My mom can still see what Pancho wants, but if somebody else bought something for Pancho already, it automatically takes it off without Pancho knowing.
Yeah.
So it's I believe it's called I believe the feature is called like Don't Spoil or like something like that.
They also have like a little button at the bottom like in blue letters that if you bought it in the little website, you can just remove it from their list. I've been doing that because there's some things that aren't on Amazon that I could have bought like at a store or something.
Yeah. So like some things that like my brother got, some things on I have one of my brothers only put 4 things on his list.
Yeah, dude.
I literally was like, dude, there are more than 4 people in this household. Like, everybody else got him a gift except me because I don't know what to get him because I didn't get anything on the list. So everything, when I open the list, it says that it's empty. So I just have to basically buy him something else. But yeah, that's the reason why I like doing that. But I mean, hopefully this year I get something that I really like, even though I know already. Like,
we're not getting you the accordion. Sorry.
I already ordered it.
Huh?
I already ordered it.
You ordered it? You bought it for yourself?
No, my parents bought it. But
really?
Yeah. It gets here on Saturday. So.
Well, right now, you're not touching it until Christmas.
We're recording this on Thursday, by the way.
The 12th.
Yeah, Thursday the 12th. Shout out to La Virgen de Guadalupe. Today's her day.
Oh yeah, today's her birthday.
But yeah, I won't get it. I was supposed to get it today, but for some reason it said that there was a delay in my shipping. So now I'm not gonna get it till Saturday.
Either way, you can't get it till Christmas. So don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Either way. I know that I'm going to receive it, so.
I'm going to return it right away.
No. I'm going to pay for it.
I'm going to search it right now. How do I make returns through Amazon?
But yeah. Do you have any other gifts?
Not that I know of. Honestly, every single time it's Christmas, if it's something specifically that I've asked like my parents or like friends or something, I mean, they've gotten me either that exact thing or like something close to it, or they would just give me random things. Most people like in my family, most Latins or Mexicans in general, they all pick clothing to fit to size. So if you're a medium and that fits you fine, they're gonna get you medium. The thing with me is I like baggy clothes. I like my sweaters extra large, and I like my shirts large. So every single time someone gets me clothing, I always have to say like, hey, can you give me a receipt just in case it's the wrong size? Because there was a times for like a few years straight where they would give me like a medium or a small and they wouldn't fit me, so I would just not use it. It'd be basically an empty box for me since I would just not use that clothing. And it's actually happened last year, like with 2 different people, and I was like, cool, I'm never gonna use these, even though one of the shirts was really amazing and I kind of wanted it. It just would not fit me.
It just wouldn't fit. Yeah. I don't know. I got maybe this isn't for Christmas, but for my birthday, I got a really cool gift. Um, so I am a super fanatic of collecting coffee mugs. So I use them for tea, but I get all these mugs, and so I got this really cool mug that my mom's friend got me from San Miguel de Allende. Um, it looks super nice, super cool. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Um, but I ended up getting that, and 4 people gifted me socks. And I just thought that was the best thing ever because, cuando estás chiquillo, you don't want socks. You're like, man, socks again, And I got 4 packets of socks this year, and I was like, bro, I got socks. I'd be losing my socks all the time. I'd be stealing my parents' socks. I'd be like, damn, a ver si no me ven, and I'll get into the room and I'll try stealing their socks. So, that's something that I really enjoy. So if I get socks for Christmas, I would not be mad at all. They just cannot be fuzzy socks, or they can't be over the ankle socks either, because I just don't like those.
I only use over the ankle socks when it's my high tops or boots. But other than that, I use the running shoes, socks. Yeah. Not the no-shows. Actually, I'm very uncomfortable with no-shows.
I used to use no-shows a lot in high school, but now I just use crew socks.
Yeah, crew socks are the ones that are the best, I guess. Yeah. They're the ones that are the most comfortable. Dang, we're old. We're talking about liking different pair of socks.
I'm just saying.
Style socks.
I used to wear long socks when I was younger.
I hate wearing long socks.
But then I stopped wearing them. Honestly, I don't know why I stopped wearing them. But I used to have a lot of cool pairs. And people would gift me a lot of cool pairs. Actually, one of my coworkers gifted me these socks with cats on them.
Which ones?
I still have them downstairs. I haven't even worn them. They're blue socks, and they just have a ton of different cats on them.
Oh, that's
cute. I thought it was really cool. But, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what are we making for Christmas this year?
So for Christmas,
we're Mexican, we're
siendo mexicanos, si no tienes pozole y si no tienes tamales, no es Christmas.
Yeah, for real. Or abuelita, chocolate abuelita.
Well, ese es ya como para el postre. No. Pero, I'm saying food. Si no tienes pozole y tamales, siento que no es Navidad. And a lot of people, the other day I read this, I didn't read it, but it was a TikTok. And it's this couple. I don't know, I would say what their ad is, but I have no idea what they were, what it was. So I can't, credit them or anything. But it was this ad. I mean, there was this couple. And they were talking about how she was from Jalisco. I don't know where he was from. But she's talking about, que for Navidad, it's tamales and pozole. And she's like, who agrees with me, And everybody in the comments is like, yeah, tamales and pozole. It's not Christmas if it's not tamales and pozole. And I literally was like, dead ass. It's not Christmas if you don't have, si no te echas unos 2 tamales y luego te echas un platote de pozole, como dice el TikTok or the reels, me estaba comiendo una ensalada, pero se le cayó pozole a mi ensalada. After you put all the stuff on.
All right, I got a question for whoever's listening. What do y'all prefer? I mean, really depends if you're Mexican or have had pozole in general. Red or green pozole, bro? Because red.
Green.
Sorry, red is so much better. It has so much more flavor, and it's spicy.
Green is just as spicy, if not spicier.
No, it's not.
Have you tried green?
Yes.
When was the last
time? I tried it in Mexico.
No. Mexico is different.
And I tried it. What?
You have not tried green pozole del que hace my mom.
No, that's true. I have not tried that one.
Because that one's spicy.
But all the red ones I've had are so fucking good. You know who's really good? Shout out Pati, bro.
My mom's friend.
My fucking pozole mom, bro.
Yeah.
Her pozole is bomb. I've had it twice already.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I had her pozole. Actually, I had pozole this year twice, the red one. And I never have red. Anyway. I had once the pati, which was basically like, well, I could have had pozole from Pati 2 times this year, but I didn't grab it the first time. Pancho did. We had a party for her grandchild, for her grandkid, and they had pozole there. I didn't grab any, but Pancho did. The second time she made pozole was just a week ago for her daughter's surprise party, and I went and I had pozole and it was so good. But
we
anyway,
didn't have it the day that we had the little Christmas event at your.
Oh yeah, we had pozole too for no, it wasn't Christmas. It was a Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving, yeah.
It was a Friendsgiving at my mom's for her customers. She made pozole. She made this huge ass pot of pozole. I had pozole 2 times. Que hizo Pati. Pero I went to a ranch party and they had red pozole there que hizo una esposa del tío de ella misma, de Patty. And shout out Margarita. Anyway, her pozole was so good, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little better than Patty's. But it was so good.
Nah,
you were there.
We I know, but I still feel like Patty's is better.
I don't know. Maybe I just had it.
We gotta have both bowls next to each other.
Maybe I just thought it was so good because it was so freaking cold.
Maybe,
and I was tired. So, like when that pozole hits at the end of the night, like, la banda está jugando, el grupo estaba tocando. And I legit was like, they were like, ándale, ya está el pozole, vénganse a servir. Dude, I was eating pozole out of a styrofoam cup.
Yeah.
Because there was no plates.
I filled it up 3 times. Yeah. I was so hungry.
I only had one cup, but that shit was so freaking good. But anyway, I want to give a big ass shout out to the best pozole rojo I have ever had in my life. Shout out to my la abuelita de mi mejor amiga. Her name was Mama Goya. She no longer is here anymore, so rest in peace to her. But she had the best pozole in the entire world, rojo. I don't think I've ever had any pozole better than hers, and I will continue saying it until who knows when I have the best pozole of my life. But ese ha sido el mejor pozole rojo que I've ever had. And pozole verde, not gonna lie, I made pozole verde like 2 months ago, and that shit was fucking amazing. Like, it was better than my mom's.
Was that the one that when we went to Mexico?
No, I made pozole verde. Remember when my mom was in Mexico? I was here, and we made that ramen.
Yeah.
I made literally just the pozole broth with no hominy and without the granos del pozole. Pero I wanted the broth to make like a Korean ramen bowl, pero con el caldo del pozole. Bro, let me just tell y'all, that shit was the best thing ever, no regrets.
I just ate the normal pozole. I didn't try it with the ramen or anything.
No, you had pozole. You had the pozole that I made my dad.
That's right.
Yeah, eso no tenía nada de chile.
No.
Por eso
that's why it tasted all watery.
Oh yeah, pero porque my dad no puede comer spices or like nothing. Like, homeboy can only eat water, salt, like caldo, like, you know, like it was chicken broth. It was chicken broth with cilantro and agua and sal. That's literally what my dad's was because he can't eat like specific foods. But the one that I made, I remember that you didn't try.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. So, hoping that I continue my, Mexican food journey y cocinar bien para poder casarme un día.
Shout out to Oregano making me laugh so fucking hard because
oh my god, let me tell you guys. Every time I try to put oregano in my freaking pozole, the entire bottle opens and all the oregano falls into my plate.
It's been 3 times already.
It's been 3 times and it's like a curse. Like, I have no idea what's going on. Pero, like, I think I'm not going to put oregano on my pozole anymore because, like, every time I put oregano, everything just goes on my plate. And, like, I'm talking to you that, like, now I have to throw all the oregano away because it all fell in my plate and it's all getting wet, you know? And then I have to reheat more pozole, mix it all up, and find somebody else to give pozole to because now it tastes like pure oregano. So, I don't know. It's just like a bad Bad luck.
I got so scared when you screamed because there was. I'm gonna move real quick to show it. There was a moment where I was in your brother's room and I was doing something on my phone and all I hear is, "Are you fucking kidding me?" and I run inside of the kitchen. I'm like, "What happened? Did you drop something? Did you break something?" Like, the oregano thing happened again, and I just see a bowl full of oregano. And I'm like,
I was trying to shake the fucking oregano off of the little container, and like, okay, so the container has two openings, like one where you can shake it, and the other one where you can like pour some into your hand, you know. And I decided to do the shaker one, you know, not even the pour it into your hand. So I'm shaking it, and then the entire lid, which was sturdy as hell, I have no understanding how this happened. I shook it like 3 times, and then just the whole freaking lid just falls off. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And like, yeah, it was just a mess. Ever since then, I haven't had any more pozole, but we're gonna have pozole soon. And
I feel like start using a spoon, bro.
Yeah,
just scoop things out of this thing. Don't shake it anymore.
I'm gonna have.
How did you not learn your lesson the first 2 times?
I thought it was fine. I thought that maybe the first time I didn't check the lid right, you know.
Yeah.
But then the second time I'm like, dude, I know I checked the lid. But then I'm like, what the fuck happened? And then the third time it was just like, oh my god, really? Like I was just over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. But
what? Oh god, that was so funny.
What is something that you're looking forward to this Christmas?
Not even the presents, just the. You know what I'm looking for? The breakfast you guys talk about.
Oh, okay.
We've never, from my time living over there, I've never had like a Christmas breakfast or anything. It was usually like we would wake up, here's 2 bagels of McDonald's, enjoy, and then whatever stale food we have in the fridge.
So what I was telling Pancho that he's finally gonna have a real Christmas is because okay, so like I totally understand que hay unos mexicanos que el 24, you know, which is Nochebuena.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. You stay up and, you know, at midnight se dan el abrazo, Feliz Navidad and everything. And then you start giving away, you know, your Christmas presents. I totally get it. You know, some people do it and stuff like that. Pero in my family, in my house, the tradition has been like something I think that we brought in from my dad's side of the family that like my mom's side of the family hasn't experienced yet. Pero at my dad's side of the family, we would go to sleep because, you know, we were told that Santa was gonna come, and we would all go to sleep. And back then we would sleep like todos juntos en la casa de mi tía, and we would sleep over. And sometimes we didn't sleep over because we would go to my mom's side on the 24th. And so on the 25th, we would wake up super early because we only lived like 3 blocks away from my tía, la hermana de mi papá. And we would come in the morning and they would have breakfast ready. Like I'm talking to you like casserole dishes full of bacon, sausage, waffles, pancakes, eggs, you know, just like your typical American, you know, Christmas breakfast. And then in another side of the kitchen, you would see chilaquiles, you would see, you know, your traditional Mexican breakfast, you know, like fruta picada and you know, all this stuff. And you could also get cereal. They had cereal and everything. Like it was huge. And basically what would happen was that llegábamos nosotros and everybody was barely waking up. And we'd be like, oh, you know, we just woke up too. And like everybody would get up. And I remember like Christmas movies would be playing, Christmas songs would be playing. And then everybody's like, oh, you know, here's your present, here's your present. And it was awesome because, you know, I have a ton of cousins on my dad's side. And then basically they all have kids already. And some of their kids are my age. So it was just such a great experience being on my dad's side. And then in the morning, like I said, we would have that traditional breakfast. Well, over the years, everybody got older. Everybody started going to like their wife's, you know, family or their husband's family, and like Christmas kind of got like, you know,
dull.
not dull, but it just kind of got like smaller and smaller as the years went by.
Mm-hmm.
And some people went off to college and stuff like that. So like it was like, ya cada quien vaya y haga su propia Navidad en sus propias casas. So now our tradition is that on the 25th, on the 24th we still stay up and everything, but we'll go to sleep at like 2 in the morning and stuff like that. We'll wake up late, like we'll actually sleep in, and then normally it's between my brother and myself. We'll wake up, we'll start cooking, we'll make pancakes and the exact same breakfast that we used to have when we used to go to my tia's house. Um, and we'll get like orange juice and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm saying that this is a specific Christmas breakfast is because we're not used to eating any of that stuff during the entire year. Like during the entire year, we basically have protein shakes for breakfast for the entire year. And then my mom, she works every single day all year long except Christmas Day. So on Christmas Day on the 25th, she's sleeping in and we cook all this breakfast stuff and then we go and we take it straight to her room. But it's kind of funny. So like I get this little notepad going and I'll go into their room once they're awake. And I've been doing this for years. And I'll go up to them and I'll have like this little, like the kitchen towel that you put on like the stove. Oh. And I'll wear it like I'm a waiter. And then I'll be
like a butler.
Yeah, like a butler. And I'll be like, ¿qué les vamos a ofrecer hoy? Hoy en el menú tenemos pancakes, huevo, tocino, and like so on, right? And then my parents will be like, oh, I'll go ahead and take 2 pancakes with mermelada, or like I'll take a pancake with syrup or whatever, right? And I'll go ahead and get it ready, and then they'll have breakfast either in their bed, and they'll continue.
Real.
Cut that out.
No.
And then my parents will continue to like either have breakfast at their bed, or they'll decide to come to the living room, and then we'll all eat breakfast together, and we'll just watch a Christmas movie on the TV. And then once we're done eating, we'll go ahead and like clean a little, and then we'll the kitchen, and then we'll come back here to the living room, and then we like start grabbing the stockings and any presents, and like everybody just opens everything, and it's just like a big like Christmas thing. And like at the back of my head, like little me is like, oh my god, Christmas, like Christmas, like Santa, like when I used to go to my dad's side. So that's why I personally don't like opening my gifts on the 24th, because I rather wake up and be like emocionada de decir, oh my god, it's Christmas, and like como en las películas que ves, como like Home Alone.
They look at the window and it's all snow. It's like a white exactly. Christmas. See, we are used to doing it on Christmas Eve, and the reason for that, well, there wasn't really a reason, but what I thought was the most logical reason was like, oh, we open them Christmas Eve, and then we enjoy the gifts for all throughout Christmas Day. So that way we have something to do on Christmas Day and all that. But honestly, having to work on Christmas Eve and not having to work on Christmas Day, it's it'll take my mind off of, oh, we're opening the presents tomorrow, or like just normal day of work, and then tomorrow we happen to open the presents. That'll be more like easier for me, because I'm anxious in terms of that. Not because I want to open them, but it's because I'm like, oh crap. Did I get everyone what they needed? Or, like, did anyone actually get me? Or did they forget?
Yeah. No, I feel like this year, we did do Secret Santa here at the house, but we still have our stockings up. And then our rule with the stocking this year is that everybody just has to get something little for everybody just in order to fill the stocking up. So, not gonna lie.
I'm not getting minute shit.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie. My stocking looks pretty empty. I feel like my brother and my mom's stockings are the most full, and then next would be my cats, and then like the 4 that are kind of empty are like My dad, mine, Pancho, and my other brother.
Wait, which one's mine?
The striped one.
The striped one's mine?
Yeah.
Huh.
We were waiting for you to bring yours, and you
I never found it.
Oh.
Yeah, I never found it. I think I left it in the other house.
So that one, the striped one, used to be Kevin's.
Really? So which one's Kevin's now?
Kevin is the red one.
Dude, that is full. That looks like it's on the last hanging strand, bro. That looks like it's heavy. Not filled, but heavy.
That one used to be my sock last year.
Really?
Yeah, that used to be my stocking last year.
Huh.
And then we never found Kevin's.
Really?
I mean, we never found my dad's.
Oh, there is one for everyone.
That one
so
up
Emma's
there.
Mittens?
That one up there used to be. Oh no, mentira. This one, the striped one, used to be mine like 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I bought the bottom one. And then that one up there used to be Kevin's. The striped one. The button one.
The button one with the
used to be Kevin's. Yeah. And my dad used to have a snowman one. But we can't find the snowman one.
Oh, I saw the snowman one. I know which one you're talking about.
The gray one?
Not recently, but I remember from last year, yeah.
So we couldn't find the snowman one, so we gave my dad an upgraded one. I gave Kevin mine, and then we found this one, but we were waiting for you to find yours.
Yeah,
so we ended up bringing.
I told Chewy. Hey, tell him that I can't find it. I guess he never told y'all.
No.
Yeah. So. But yeah, are you guys gonna go shopping on Tuesday next week?
I don't know.
Okay, because I would need the last thing for the stockings. And you guys can help me out with your dad and your mom. Yeah. Yeah. And Lucas. I'm not getting shit for minutes. I'm sorry. Actually, just so you know, on Christmas Day, that stocking is going to be gone.
No.
I'm throwing that shit away.
No. I'm going to throw yours away. Well, anyway, guys. I just want to say thanks for
Merry Christmas! No, I'm kidding.
Listening to all our ranting right now. About everything, and we just want to say that we're extremely grateful for everybody that's actually listening to us, and making this little project that we've been wanting to do for a while, and it's actually coming true, and it's a nice thing to go back and listen to our friends, be like, oh, I listened to your podcast episode. So we do appreciate you guys, and I just want to go ahead and say por adelantado, Merry Christmas, and we hope to have another recording after Christmas. We'll probably talk about all the Christmas presents we received, or Christmas presents we gave away, or anything else, and maybe we can integrate some of your favorite or worst Christmas presents. If you guys go ahead and comment, or let us know in person if you're actually listening to our podcast. Let us know, and we'll integrate it in the next episode.
Yeah, and hopefully, I'm debating if we should do it like a week prior to New Year's. So should we just do it on New Year's week?
We can do it a week prior to New Year's.
Yeah. Well, hopefully by then, this episode's released. I'm pretty sure it'll be released next week. And then we're gonna have a Christmas episode, which will be a week before New Year's. And then hopefully everyone gets their little presents or little wishes come true for Christmas, and we get to give you guys our perspective of our days for New Year's, and then stick with us for the new year, perhaps, probably. We really appreciate you guys, honestly. The people that I've recently met through my new job, pretty sure one person's listening because one person said they searched me up. If you guys are listening and stuff, again, greatly appreciate you guys. I know it's just a small thing and we're not really getting that much recognition, but the little audience that we have, we find it very personal that you guys are actually coming in and giving us the light of day to, just hear what our life's about and everything that we've gone through. I mean, of course, episodes will be long and short. We're trying to make it a little bit longer. It's getting a little bit easier. Over the episodes, it's getting a little bit easier to just yap about everything. But yeah, again, thank you for everything. Any closing statements or things you want to add for the next one?
I do want to mention that next podcast, We will be talking a little bit about vision boards, about goals, and about everything to go ahead and start 2025 on the right foot. So go ahead and tune in next episode so you guys can go ahead and start with all of that and all our tips and tricks that we're going to go ahead and give for next year.
All right, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and of course Spotify. The @Te Coffee and Cheese Man. Thank you so much for the support. I'm about to go hit the gym, bro.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.